She decided that his approval, being the son that he wanted, was more valuable than being the woman that she was created to be. That's bullshit! What is good, Glow Gang? We're officially fam now. It's your girl, Ebony Ohen, also known as Glowhen, and we are back with another video. Woo! So, as you can see, my makeup's already done. I'm sorry, but I just got back from a little date or whatever. Yeah, I went on a date with myself and this book right here. 10 good choices that empower Black women's lives. Now, as I was reading this at Red Lobster today, I don't know, like if you're a reader, you probably know this feeling, but have you ever been reading something and then it just starts like shouting at you? Yeah, that is chapter 3 of this book. And there's just a part I have to speak on chapter 3 because it's just so relevant, it's so serious, and no matter what age you are, you can find yourself stuck in this place. So chapter 3 is about making money work for you. And the particular part that was just screaming at me, screaming at my soul, literally causing a ruckus in the restaurant was when they talk about the 6 excuses for a bad career choice. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and go through all of these. I might stop at 3, I don't know. But depending on how I feel, I'm gonna go through these and just like, yeah, we're just gonna talk about it. Like, let me know where you are, and hopefully as I'm reading this, you can see yourself, you can see somebody that you know in these scenarios, and you can have steps on how to either encourage them or encourage yourself on how to move forward from where you are today into where you should be and can be tomorrow. Okay, so 6 excuses for bad career choice. Millions of people feel stuck in their present position. They use many excuses to rationalize their situation. The most common are: number 1, I want to change careers, but I'm being very well paid. I never wanted this profession, but this is what my parents wanted. I hate this job, but I'm too old to change now. I want to get a better job, but I'm not qualified. I would like to succeed, but people are always being unfair to me. I want a job I can enjoy, but I'm afraid of going to interviews. All of these scenarios, let me just tell you, are not going to help you find purpose. If you have this mindset, you must break it. You must release yourself from the bondage of self-limiting talk. Oh, my phone's still on loud. So let's get into the scenario of excuse number 1. I want to make career changes, but I'm being paid very well. After graduating from college, Betty G was hired as an assistant store manager for a chain of specialty clothes. By the time she left, she had worked her way up to the position of store buyer. 7 years ago, at the age of 34, she was hired by another company which promoted her several times. She is now vice president of operations. She works an average of 65 or 70 hours a week. She is very well paid, but she is unhappy in her job. Money cannot buy happiness. That is point number 1. It can get you some stuff, but it cannot buy you happiness. Moving on. One Saturday, while attending a charity luncheon sponsored by a mutual associate of ours, Betty and I met, and our conversation eventually turned to the subject of her career. Her attitude suddenly changed from cheerful to grim. Concerned, I asked, "What's the matter? Are you all right?" She sighed, paused for a few seconds, then hesitatingly revealed,
You know, I've invested many years in reaching this position, and now that I'm here, I can't enjoy it. I strongly dislike my job.
Why don't you do something else, I asked.
That's easier said than done,
she responded, as if she were disappointed with herself.
I've put a lot of time in this company. I've been trained for this position. I've built my life around it. I am really tired of the long hours I've put in. I'm tired of being stressed out. I hardly have enough time to spend with my husband and children.
Is it the type of work or the company you work for that you dislike? I inquired.
Both,
she quickly responded.
I would actually like to start my own business, but I'm being very well paid now. My husband makes much less than I do. We need the money to support our family. I don't know if I'll be able to make this much money if I had my own business.
Trying to be encouraging, I asked, if you compiled a list of the contacts you've made throughout the years, couldn't you use them as a base to set yourself up as a consultant? That way you could first test it out on a part-time basis and then build to full-time from there.
Yes. But my time is tightly rationed,
she replied.
As it is now, I hardly have any time to spare. Maybe sometime down the line, I'll look into it. But right now, I can't afford to take the gamble. At least I'm making good money.
Betty G is doing a job she hates for the sake of making money. It is affecting her personal and social life as well as her business. She is unable to enjoy the money she's making because she is so unhappy. But she stays in her job because of the money, and around she goes on the financial treadmill. Betty G, Betty G, Betty G. The things that stuck out to me that made me so sad was the fact that she feels like if she were to start her business, which she actually has a desire to do, then she'll be setting herself back in life. And she feels like being in a job that makes her unhappy is like a foundation to where, okay, I'm good in life. But like, are you really good if you're unhappy, Betty G? Like, and I get it. I get the fact that, you know, she said her husband makes less than her and she doesn't know if they'll maintain, but that's when you have to make sacrifices. You can live below your means for a couple of years and set your business up. She's talking about she don't got no time. Sis. If you are like a Betty G, I'm talking to you. If you feel like you don't have time to invest in yourself because of a job that does not make you happy, I just want you to take these words with you in your journal and in prayer. It's not worth it if it's costing you happiness. What would you rather sacrifice? Your whole happiness in life or your purpose on earth? Which one matters more to you, Betty G, and all the Betty G's around the world? Excuse number 2. And this is the one that makes me so mad, because this was almost me. But thank God my mother knows Jesus and can hear from Jesus. And this probably resonates to a lot of my Nigerian and African family on this channel. Excuse number 2. I never wanted this profession, but this is what my parents wanted. Dr. Gwendolyn P. is a reputable dentist for a family-operated clinic. I've known her for over 5 years. Her patients are very loyal. Her interests are diverse. Although she is a very pleasant person, she always seems to have an unhappy look on her face. One Wednesday afternoon, I visited her clinic. She has an extensive music collection in her office. Classical, country, reggae, jazz, everything. I was intrigued. Dr. P, you have a whole variety of tapes here, I remarked. Her face lit up as she responded.
That's my private escape. Music is my best friend. I appreciate all kinds. I have an even bigger collection at home. I listen to music constantly, while working, driving, even in the shower.
She paused, then smiled.
It's funny. My husband teases me that I'm having an affair with my music collection. He says I spend more time listening to music than with him.
I was amazed at the change in her expression. Once music was mentioned, she became animated. Well, Doc, I joked, I guess it's safe to say you're swept away by music. Her facial expression returned to its usual somber look. Regretfully, she explained.
While growing up, all I have ever wanted was to become a musician. I wanted to create music, my music, for people to enjoy.
Why didn't you pursue your dream? I asked. She sighed.
When I first presented the idea to my parents, my father became very annoyed. My mother was a bit more understanding, but she eventually sided with my father. Being from a wealthy black family, my parents expected their children to be either doctors or marry doctors. You see, my father was also a dentist. He had always dreamed of having a son to follow in his footsteps. But all 4 of their children were girls. As the firstborn, I became the substitute of his son. He was a good and loving father. I've always respected and admired him, but he was very set in his ways. It hurt him to know I wanted to be a musician instead of a dentist like himself.
When you give up your dreams, you give up parts of yourself. It's in bold right here. It's in bold. This is serious, people. Moving on, or continuing, I should say.
I remember quite vividly the day I decided to give up my hope of becoming a professional musician. I was 16 in my junior year of high school. It was time to submit applications to colleges of my choice. I was sitting at the dinner table with my parents and sisters. I brought up the subject of pursuing music as my undergraduate major. I'll never forget the look on my father's face. He was both astonished and angry. For the first time in my life, he raised his voice at me.
I thought this matter was settled, he said. You will be specializing in dentistry. Your mother and I have selected the top 3 institutions in the field for you to choose from. You know we love you. We only want the best for you. We have always been proud of you. Don't disappoint us now. I want you to join my practice and take over the clinic when I'm gone.
Then my father broke down. I have never seen him that way before. My mother pulled me aside and told me I was breaking my father's heart. She pleaded with me to do as he wanted. As he wanted. Not what I want, but as he wanted. I felt guilty for causing my parents so much grief.
Can you imagine? You caused your whole parents grief for having a passion, for having desires that God planted in, for having talent. You caused your parents grief for being talented? What? Huh? What? This is why I told y'all when I was at the restaurant, this book was just yelling at me. So I had to get on here. So moving forward, continuing.
I loved them and wanted them to be proud of me. Well,
she took a deep breath.
From that day on, dentistry became my specialization, and here I am. It pleased my father. He was so proud of me. I worked alongside him right here in this office. He passed away 7 years ago. I'm glad I was able to make him happy. But I wish he understood me. I wish he understood me. He stood in the way of my happiness.
Wow.
I have a wonderful husband and 2 lovely boys. My father was still alive when my first son was born. His wish was for my son.
Can you imagine?
For my son to carry on the family practice. But I've decided to let my children choose from themselves.
Good for you.
I've always felt as if something was missing in my life.
Of course! Of course you do. Of course you're going to. Of course! I mean, you missed out on your whole passion. You're doing something you don't want to do because your daddy told you so and your mama co-signed. This is heartbreaking to read, like... But let's proceed.
I've always felt as if something were missing in my life.
She sorrowfully concluded.
I fill this void by listening to music composed by someone else.
Dr. Gwendolyn P. was railroaded into a profession she did not choose. Most children wish to please their parents, and most parents mean well, but they should realize the damage they can cause by trying to remake their children in their own image. Remember, your parents want you to succeed. They want you to be happy. Once they understand it is better for your mental well-being to pursue the work you desire, they will support your interest. Even if your parents do not approve, you should still follow your own desire. What makes this so frustrating to read is because as children who are obedient and who are good, we will justify throwing away our whole love, purpose for the sake of pleasing our parents. But we don't justify how much sense it would make to go against our parents' desires respectfully, pursue our passion, and show them, hey mom, hey dad, this works for me, period. You don't even have to explain it. You really don't even have to explain it beyond that. Like, just do it. Like, please just do it. Like, please. I'm so passionate about this right now because I almost got stuck in that loop. And the thing, I'm glad I failed classes. Okay? Because I feel like if Dr. Gwendolyn P. failed classes, she wouldn't have been a dentist. She would have been like, okay, yeah. I'm not even passing. So, the fact that I'm not passing, Dad, I gotta change my major. Luckily, I failed classes. See, you see how failure can lead you and even lead you in the direction you need to go to. Failure can even be a sign. Unhappiness can be a sign that you're not where you're supposed to be in purpose. Don't be like Dr. Gwendolyn P. Please do not wait until you have a child and then let your child do what they want to do for their life because you didn't get to do it. No! No matter how old you are, it's never too late until you're dead. Literally, you have until you die to follow your dream. Period. I don't care if you're 58, I don't care if you're 85, I don't care if you're 15, I don't care if you're 8. Get to it right now, Dr. Gwendolyn P. and our little minions. Which leads me to my next point. Excuse number 3.
I hate this job, but I'm too old to change now.
Cassie E. is a 53-year-old cosmetics counter manager in a major department store. She has been with the same cosmetics company for over 17 years. She is divorced and has 2 grown children, 32 years old son, and a 24-year-old daughter, both of whom still live at home. Ain't nothing wrong with that, I will add. While consulting with this company, I had the pleasure of meeting Cassie. She is a very dynamic sister. While dealing with customers, she sparkled with delight. while performing the other facets of her job, taking inventory, stocking merchandise, tallying daily sales figures. She was not at all enthusiastic. One afternoon, Cassie asked to speak with me. She confessed she wasn't pleased with her career.
I've always wanted to work in public relations.
She explained.
I like working with people very much, but my husband never allowed me to work.
But my husband never allowed me to work. But my husband never allowed me to work. There's something very wrong with that statement, okay? Like, you mean to tell me the man that you said vows with is stopping you from pursuing your passion? The man whose children you carried did not allow you to work. But here's the plot twist.
He was strongly against the idea of having a wife with a career, so I never got the necessary training. After he divorced me, I had to go out and work.
Lady, ma'am.
This is very frustrating to me. This is why I feel like people should not rush into marriages. Like, I don't care how long I'm single, but if I end up marrying somebody who tries to make me do something I don't want to do, tries to divert me from my life and goals and passions.
You don't choose me, I choose you. You don't choose me, I choose you. Don't do that.
No! She said her husband did not let her work. Who knows how many people, how many lives she would have touched, how much change, innovation she could have done in the industry of public relations, working with people, had she just got that training early on before she had them kids. But he didn't let her work and now they're divorced? So you mean to tell me you really threw your life away for a marriage that did not work, Cassie E? What? Hey. But let's continue. Let's see where she is now. Well, not now, but you know, in the rest of this chapter. So after she got divorced, she went out to get a job.
I took a job as a salesperson for this cosmetics line. I've been with the company since it first formed. I am loyal to them, but I keep wishing I could work in public relations. The closest I'll ever get is dealing with customers. I'm sure it's not the same, but I have to make it do.
Do not give up on your need to succeed. Right there in bold, Cassie E. And all the other people like Cassie E out there. I know you hear me. And here's the rest of what she has to say.
I come here every day just to earn my weekly paycheck.
She continued sadly.
I've been here all these years. I'm tired of the same boring routine. I wish I followed my own mind when I was younger.
Oh, by the way, are my tights cute? Well, my sweats? Are my sweats cute? Shout out to Potent KO. Potent products, baby. Reach your full potential. That is the perfect theme of this video. Reach your full potential. Thank you, KO, for that divine message that you put in your clothes, because that is what this is all about. Reaching your full potential. Gosh. And she literally said it. She said she wished that she had followed her own mind when she was younger.
I wish I followed my own mind when I was younger. I would have been doing what I really want to do.
She was almost crying. Trying to comfort her, I inquired, why don't you look into some adult education courses on public relations? You can take them evenings or on Saturdays.
At my age,
she asked. At your big age, yes, you can still make some positive change in your life at your big age.
it's almost time for me to retire.
You still have at least 10 years before you retire, I replied. This gives you an entire decade in which to do the work you really want. This is the part. Like, if I was not already pissed off enough, this part right here, hit it for me.
My opportunity came 17 years ago.
She grimly responded.
I should have taken it then, but I can't go back in time.
But you can go forward, I urged, trying to get her to see that she could change her life if she had faith. You are alive and healthy. You can start your interest right now.
No, it's too close to my retirement.
She answered.
I have only 12 more years to work. After that, I can rest. In the meantime, I'll just do my job.
Cassie is using the I'm too old excuse. It's very common. She has given up. She has cemented herself into an atmosphere she finds unrewarding. She has traded in 12 energetic, useful years of doing what she really wants for 12 years of waiting for her work life to end. It isn't just people over 50 who use this excuse. Many women in their 40s and even in their 30s and late 20s are convinced that they're too old to relinquish a career they dislike. I'm gonna stop there because I actually, did I stop there in real life? Yeah, I'm gonna stop there because by this time in my reading, I was done eating and actually, I could read excuse number 4, but I'm gonna just stop there and save that for a part 2. If y'all want a part 2, let me know, by the way. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep reading this by myself. Now, here's the thing, and this is why I wanted to make this. This is why I knew once I left Red Lobster, I had to come and make this video. Because this is part of what I was talking about in my technically second video about breaking curses. Like, you see in these first 3 scenarios how these women are using excuses as to why they are not deserving of what they truly desire. Shawty number 1 said that she makes too much money to leave and start her own business. So she's justified not pursuing her dream. She has literally sacrificed happiness for financial security. She sacrificed purpose and something new for what's familiar. And this is so common. Like, this is what America has turned us into. Shawty number 2, she decided that pleasing her parents was more important than fulfilling her purpose, her passion, her desire, what God probably made her to do. She decided that that was more valuable, pleasing her father, who would eventually die, who is not living her life, who does not spend a single day in her shoes, who does not have the heart that she has for music. She decided that his approval, being the son that he wanted, was more valuable than being the woman that she was created to be. That's bullshit! And it makes me so mad. Like, that is something I see so common in my community, in the Nigerian American community, and even the African American community in general. It's so common to put your dreams aside for the benefit of pleasing your parents. And it's like, your life is your own, period. Your life is your own. And then third shawty feels like she's too old. First of all, like I said, it's not too late until you're dead. Okay, like, even with me pursuing modeling, I'll see different agency requirements that will say like 18 to 22 or something like that. Like, I'm 26. I'm not even, like, sometimes my height requirement's not even there, but guess who's still gonna put in the application? Me. Okay, like, it does not matter, because there will always be, like, what's for you is yours. But you know what? You cannot go through the door of your purpose if you're not even in the building. How are you gonna go through that door if you're not even in the building? Like, you're completely across the street. So you thinking that you're not qualified to be in this space because of these different fake standards that may be black and white, but you serve a God that does miracles. You serve a God that qualifies the called, but you think because, oh, I'm too old to try to pursue professional modeling, oh, I'm too old to be an actor, oh, it's too late for me to pursue music, like, because you've convinced yourself of this nonsense, that now you must be a teacher, that now you must be something else that you just don't want to do. And this is not me knocking any professions. I think teachers are one of the most valuable careers, and I wish they got paid more, and I wish they didn't have to deal with no bad kids, but that's just society and people not raising their kids right. And this is why y'all are making them do things they don't want to do. Why is your kid in school? Does your kid want to be in school? No, I'm kidding. I think school is important. I think people should go to school from primary to high school. College should not be required for everybody. Like, really, everybody does not need college for what they're passionate about. I think everybody needs some form of formal education on what they want to do, whether it's certificate based, whether it's an online class, whether it's a trade school. But whatever it is, like, I feel like if you're passionate about something, you should learn how to do that thing from the best. If not from the best, from people who are professionals at teaching it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I didn't mean to yell at y'all like this. I'm just giving you the energy that I got whenever I was trying to just enjoy a nice little lunch with myself at Red Lobster, reading this book. And if y'all want a part 2 of the other 3 excuses, let me know in the comments and I'll do that video. But I'm flustered at what I've read. If any of this resonates with you, let me know in the comments below what your situation is, so I can scream at you in the comments below. No, I'm not gonna scream at you. I'm gonna encourage you lovingly, in all caps, because I just feel like our lives are too short. Our time on earth is very valuable, and it's like that. It's like a mist, literally. And if we spend our time not doing what we're born to do, that's going to continue to nag at your soul. That's going to continue to nag at your spirit. Like, it's never going to go away. You see, even in these 3 scenarios, that the thing that they were most passionate about did not ever leave their hearts or their minds, not a single day. So you can either settle and live your life to regret your decisions, or you can take the risk and invest in yourself and decide, because it's all about your choice at the end of the day. You can decide that your life is worth pursuing your wildest dreams.
Period.
Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. And if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel, because I got a goal of trying to get to 100 subscribers by 2021. And if I do that, I'm gonna do a giveaway. Thanks for watching. I love y'all. Glow Captain out.